Hey guys, I was playing a Mega Man song earlier and I was having trouble picking. I needed to remind myself some of the basics. It allowed me to, overcome my problem. So I was like, well, I'll just make a video while I'm sitting here doing it. Today I'm going to be talking about picking, going from your first day of picking to if you've been playing 10 years. But for the sake of today and you being able to see my picking, I'm going to be using this little bitty green pick. It's made out of buffalo bone. And it sounds like a poker chip when you drop it. Hear that? Poker chip. All day. So I wanted to go over how to hold the pick. You can hold the pick any way you want as long as you can get the job done. Of course, there's easier ways and probably more efficient ways to hold the pick, but it doesn't matter as long as you get it done. Also, I'm going to go over where to place your wrist at when you play and why you need to place it there and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over where to put your hand. And what I want you to do is I want you to put like the edge of your palm. You want to lay it on the bridge somewhere. It can be a little forward, like on the strings, or it can be, it can be a little back, but you don't want it on the back of the bridge because if you have a floating bridge like this one, it's going to sound like this when you rest your hand on it sometimes. See how the strings went sharp? The bridge floats, and if you put pressure on it a certain way, the bridge will move, and then it's going to sound like this. You don't want that. If anything, it's better to rest it a little forward some. But if you do it too far, and if you rest it while strings ringing, this is going to happen. Your strings going to deaden. Different guitars will feel different. You'll want to put your hand in different places on different guitars. You'll find a natural place. But mine has always been like right there, right on the edge when the string comes over the saddle. These are saddles. Saddles is what holds the string and makes the string rise up, and it brings us out. It moves the string forward and backwards so you can adjust intonation. See if you can see it. Can you see it a little better? There we go. Like right in here is where I rest my palm. You just don't leave your hand anchored the whole time while you're playing guitar. You don't leave it laying there while you're hitting strings because of course your strings will be muted. So whenever you play, you want your hand to you want your wrist to kind of come up a little bit, You want it to come up a little bit. And you'll find out what you need to do to make the string ring out. But if you just anchor that sucker there, that's not good. Anchoring is only good for like when you're doing palm muting type stuff. But it's not good when you want to go like this. It would sound like shit. You don't want you want to have your wrist off the bridge and kind of just going. Anyways, you can pick however you want to pick. There's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. But there are some ways that are better than others for certain applications. You can hold the pick however you want. Kind of take their hand like they're shaking somebody's hand, and they put the pick, like lay it down on the finger like that. They'll curl it in. They'll take their thumb and basically make a T with their pointing finger and thumb, like that. And so the pick kind of follows the pointing finger. You see that a lot. Obviously, I can't hold a pick like that. It's what most people. It's how most people hold the pick. The problem with that is people over exaggerate it. And they kind of get hung in this groove to where they tilt the pick forward so much it digs down into the string, and it becomes almost like a saw. Where you basically just almost vertical, and it's just like you can just saw the string with the pick. And some people do the opposite. Some people will hold the pick like this, like they'll tilt it backwards, and you'll see them. You'll still hold the pick like this, and their wrists look like this. Some people hold it like this. At this angle where it kind of comes from the body outward, like this, like that. The main thing is you want to be able to roll your wrist like this. This will allow you to get from each string as you need. And it sounds kind of weird, but it's true. And you will need this when you get deep into guitar playing, like years down the road, and you start playing super hard, fast stuff. But for now, if you're new, just concentrate on holding the pick. Find a comfortable way to hold it, and the way I'll show you how I'll hold it because I was holding it different. I instead of having it straight down the finger like this, like most people, I tend to have my pick come in some more. My pick almost kind of tucks in. Instead of it being straight out like that up against the string, my pick kind of rolls around and tucks in some. So you almost can't even see the tip of it. That's just how I've always done it, and it allows me to easily squeal or do a pinch harmonic with my thumb. So basically, and I'm not going to get into it to the technicalities too much. Like I said, if you want to know something super technical, go watch Troy Grady. Go watch his videos on this, and he will explain it. He does like a 40-minute video on these things. All right, so as far as like what to play, what should I play to work on my picking? I mean, you can play anything you want. You can play anything to like Allman Brothers, you know. That helps you. Like just that exercise right there will help you. Helps you work on your alternate picking. Going like this, alternate picking is just alternating up, down, up, down. You're doing that and going from string to string. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do down, 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 down everything. You don't want to do this. I used to do this, and you can only get so fast. Just take me doing this real fast. I can't do it fast, downstroking everything, but with alternate picking, I can do this. See? It's hard to do it down picking everything. It's a little more effortless doing alternate picking. See, when you downstroke everything, you have to lock up. You have to move down and then come back up, and you have to do it really fast. And it winds up making you super tense. So if you alternate pick, it lets you be a little more freely, because it's easier to do that, to like twist, use your wrist and do this, than it is to use your wrist to go down, then back up just to make one note. See, this is how it would work. If you just wanted to do downstrokes on everything, it would work like this. Down, coming back up, going down again, coming back up, down, coming back up, down, coming back up, down, coming back up. And let's see if we can try a slow motion one and see how it works. But see, if you do an alternate picking, it's just more effortless and it's less motion. A great band to use for alternate picking is Iron Maiden. They use everything, like everything's alternate picking, and it's just basic alternate picking. Just now, see, that's a song called Fear of the Dark, by the way. If you wanted to down pick all that, it'd be tough. Down picking is really only good, like constant down picking is really only good if you're like pumping out some chunky metal riffs, like that's when it's best. Because it gives a certain sound. If you listen, the constant down picking gives like a staccato, super staccato pumping noise. But if I did this, it makes it more like you're on a joyride. So a good thing to do is, Iron Maiden is a great band to learn when it comes to alternate picking. All their stuff is just like pretty simple alternate picking stuff. Fear of the Dark is great because it teaches you how to play the riff with distortion and with clean tones, and it also uses different dynamics. It uses soft and loud and stuff like that. You can down pick it or alternate pick it if you want. Use it whichever you want, whichever makes it comfortable for you, but you need to get where you want to alternate pick it. Probably the best. Fear of the Dark might be one of the best songs to learn as a beginner picker, because the rhythm guitar, the solos, the melodies, everything uses a ton of alternate picking. It plays it in clean, it plays it with distortion, it uses soft dynamics, it plays it really hard. Like, it teaches you a lot with your picking hand. It's very easy to play with your left hand. It's all about the picking hand. So I'm going to try to give this a shot. It's been years since I've played this. something like that. And then you got. It makes you kind of feel the notes instead of doing like this. You know, it's kind of makes you play a little softer. You know, and some people always ask, like, well, how do I know? Like how do you know, when you first start playing guitar, it's hard to know how many times you've picked a string and when to move on. Like for me, I remember when I first started playing, and it was like, how many times do I hit it before I move on? And I still have trouble sometimes. Like if I play really fast, sometimes I get lost in how many times I'm hitting a string or just hitting a note. I'll give you a little hint. If you really pay attention, you can feel when you pick that string and you hold that note. When you pick that string, you can feel the vibration in this playing finger down here. When you pick it, it's like you pluck the note. The vibration and the noise comes all the way down here, and then this finger feels it, okay? If you do it twice, you can feel it hit this finger right here twice. So you can feel it. So if you're having trouble playing it fast, play it slow, listen to yourself, feel it, you know, and take your time with it. Because if you can play it slow, if you can play it perfect slow, then you can eventually play it perfect fast. Picking inside the strings. Another good example of song to learn, Sparkman Drill on Mega Man X1. You don't have to know how it goes, but basically everything in that song, it makes you do a lot of inside picking. And what I mean by inside string picking is picking like this, from one string to the next, but not coming outside like this. So this is called outside string picking. If I wanted to, you know, pick this note and then come down here and pick this one, that's called outside string picking. I'll actually fret the notes there so it sounds a little better. Because what you're doing is you're going pick down and out and then coming all the way around. That's very exaggerative, but here you go. See, that's a picking technique. It's called outside string picking. Now, inside the string picking will be like this. See how I never go above or below the string? I just stay inside. And you say, well, how do you do that? Well, inside the string picking is very tight. You ain't got but this much room to work with, you know. You got from here to here. But it makes you work. And then outside of string skipping takes a little more accuracy because you're having to go so wide, you know. But I'll give you a hint. It's all in your wrist and how you turn your pick like this. Turning your pick outward and inward is the trick. If you can do that, you'll do it more drastically depending on where you have to go. But if you can do that, see what I'm doing on the outside string picking? I'm doing down, my wrist is coming out, I'm coming down, and then coming out like this. Now, you see what I'm talking about? You see how you come down, and then for this one you come in. So it's all about how you do your wrist. That's where your speed comes from, is how you do the wrist. That's how it starts off. And you're like, well, you got to go from the E string to the G string. By the way, that's my favorite string. You got to do that. Well, how are you jumping the string? I'm totally skipping this B string right here, right? Well, how are you doing that? Well, if you watch my wrist and my pick, you'll notice how I come down, and then when I come in, I inside pick. So it's like boom, boom, Watch how my wrist turns. That looks really weird. It's almost like I'm faking it, like a fake guitar playing, right? Like, who the hell moves their wrists like that, right? It's kind of weird. But see, you have to do it. You have to go. That's part of that wrist rolling. And I'm telling you, the faster you learn that, the better off you'll be. Now, some people, this will come natural for. They won't even have to think about it. They won't even realize they're doing it. You don't even realize it sometimes. Like me, I never realized I was doing this. But some people, they have to think about it. So when you do this, you are rolling that wrist. You are turning that wrist in and outward so you can get to each string. It angles your pick differently. I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, but... Because see, now the last thing I'll go over is, some people, when they pick, they use their arm big time. When they pick, they'll use their entire arm. I don't. I kind of use a combination between finger and wrist. But some people will lock. They will lock everything right here. This will all be just super locked, and they will just use their arm and go like this. You can see the fat on my neck jiggling on that. Dig at that damn strings. I can't do it. And just use nothing but that arm, and they'll tighten it up and just get super tight and be like that right there. Yeah. Now, I'm sure that has its application. Like if you're playing some killer death metal stuff, or whatever you call it, I'm sure there's an application for that. But most of the time, like doing this and playing tense, that is terrible. Don't do it. It's good to just kind of keep loose, and you don't want your muscles to get tired. When you tense up, all this just gets worn out big time. Like you just want to keep that nice and loose and limber, and you just want to play with ease. Like if you're tensing up, then you're just doing too much. You're trying too hard. And it's unnecessary. You can do it without tensing up super hard. It just takes practice to get there. If you got any questions about anything, whether it's about picking or songs to recommend, anything, if I didn't cover it, or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Drop a comment below. If you like the video, subscribe. Just give me some feedback. Message me on Facebook. If you catch me on Twitch sometimes, I'm streaming on Twitch. Give me a holler. I can talk to you on there as well. If you don't know my Twitch account, message me. I don't like to give Twitch out really, but I'll give it to you if you ask for it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in the next video.